It begins in Wakanda, late at night, a sky pulsing with electricity, a storm on the horizon. At the palace gates, the hum of ancient vibranium tech is barely audible, but not as silent as the intruder it's failing to detect. Logan, also known as Wolverine, is there for one thing: information. Maybe he's following up on a lead about Weapon X tech ending up on the black market. Maybe the CIA called in a favor. Or maybe he's just bored and looking for trouble, which is something Wolverine has always excelled at. Either way, he's not exactly here for the tour. He slips past the perimeter, claws retracted, senses razor sharp. If anyone could avoid Wakanda's panther-shaped guardians, it'd be him. Unfortunately for Logan, Wakanda has always been a kingdom of surprises, and its king has always been a step ahead. You know the King T'Challa, the Black Panther, ruler, avenger, embodiment of centuries of tradition and high-tech innovation? He's there, waiting, perched on the edge of a palace rooftop, unmoving as a shadow. Now, when two apex predators find themselves on a collision course, there are only two directions this can go: negotiation or chaos. Tonight, chaos wins. Wolverine is the first to break the silence. He's not much for words, so he doesn't bother with explanations. Instead, a single, "Let's not make this harder than it has to be." Before the familiar sound of adamantium claws shreds the quiet. For a lesser opponent, that would be the end of things. But not for T'Challa. The Black Panther moves with grace that borders on prophecy. He's fought God's armies, and worse, Andy recognizes a real threat when he sees one. Vibranium claws meet adamantium as close as it gets to unstoppable force, meeting a movable object. Logan's fighting style is as relentless as his healing factor, a storm of slashes and primal fury. But the Panther answers every assault with fluid precision, a ballet of mathematics and muscle, flips, counters, holds, each man testing the other, trading blows under the crackle of Wakandan lightning. For minutes that feel like hours, the fight teeters at the edge of stalemate. Adamantium claws leave deep marks on vibranium plating. A Wakandan tech absorbs and redirects kinetic force, sending Wolverine sprawling more than once. It's not an even fight, but it's a fair one. Wolverine's raw power and berserker tenacity against Black Panther-esque agility, strategy, and gadgets. T'Challa speaks calm in the storm. "You are trespassing, Logan. There are ways to resolve this without blood." But Wolverine isn't in the negotiating sort of mood. He rolls his shoulders, healing from a nasty slash, and comes at T'Challa even harder. The palace guards, watching from a safe distance, have never seen anything like this. Not even during Wakanda's diplomatic scuffles with the world's superpowers. This isn't a battle of soldier versus king, but predator versus predator, apex against apex. For a moment, Wolverine lands a hit, a lucky one. His claws tear through a section of Black Panther's armor, drawing blood. T'Challa falters, just for an instant, and Wolverine thinks the tide is turning. The truth about T'Challa is that he always fights with something left in reserve. With a burst from his suit's kinetic energy reserves, the Panther flips over Logan, trapping his opponent in an arm lock that would snap the bones of anyone lacking Logan's miraculous skeleton. It's over before Logan can react. Vibranium claws at his throat, a silent ultimatum. They lock eyes, both panting, respect forming in the heat of the clash. Wolverine relaxes, grins that wild canine smile. "All right, bub, maybe you're as good as I heard." T'Challa releases him. "Next time, ask. It's not a threat, but a promise." Logan picks himself up, wipes the blood from his mouth, and finally shrugs. Next time. By morning, Logan is leaving behind little more than a faint scent of cigar smoke and a few deep, unhealing scratches in the palace stones. The Black Panther surveys the damage, fingers tracing the marks, and smiles to himself. Because victory isn't just the mark you live it's the respect you earn from those capable of giving it. One mutant walks away, battered but alive. One king stands, unbroken and unnerved. And Wakanda, as always, endures.